Hello everyone. Today we are going to be drawing a cake inspired by the artist Thiebaud. He was an artist in the 1950s that focused on sweet treats during the pop art movement. So we are going to have our paper horizontal today, so side to side, and we're going to be drawing a cake. So let's start. So what you're going to need is a pencil, and we're going to go towards the middle of our paper. And we're going to draw an oval. Try to keep it nice and light because we are actually going to take a piece of cake out of our cake that we draw. So from our sides of our cake, we're going to draw a line down. We're going to go ahead and do that to the other side. So it's kind of like almost like a cheese wheel was what it's going to start off looking. So from one side to the other, we're going to draw a curved line connecting. And right now we have just the base of our cake, but we're going to actually take a slice of cake out. So near the center of your cake, we're going to make a dot. It's hard to see my dot. There you go. Don't make your dot too dark. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line going out and a line going out. So it makes like upside down V. We're then going to take our line here and we're going to go straight down and straight down. Then we're going to go from our middle line here and we're going to go not all fully down. You're going to just go kind of about almost halfway in the section down. Then you're going to connect our two lines together, so like that. So if you look at it correctly, it'll look like a piece of pie is missing. So what you can do is you can erase this line that's cutting through that was part of our oval. We're gonna take away this line too, so we don't get confused. We're gonna add a plate underneath our cake. So we're gonna draw another oval. So we're gonna start out here. We're gonna go around and draw an oval so our cake is on a plate. Now our cake has 3 layers. It could have more. That's completely up to you, but you're going to draw your layers in. So if you've ever had a cake before, you know it has a layer of cake, and then it has a layer of frosting. So we're going to show that. So we're going to do from here, we're going to keep with this line that we have kind of going on an angle. We're going to go down. And then we're going to add another line that's skinnier, creating like a skinnier shape in there, and that's the frosting. And we're going to go ahead and do that again. And then come back. Now this line is going this way, but this line is going to go this way. It's going to be parallel with the line that we drew. So parallel is when it runs next to that line, but never ever touches each other. So we're going to draw another line. It's going to connect to the line that we just did on that side because we want it to look like the same layer. So 2, and then we're going to do it on this side, 1, 2. So we should have the inside of our cake. Now the next part is coming up with designs and things that we want to add to our cake. So things that are going to be closer on the cake, like up here, are going to be bigger. Things that are further in the back are going to be smaller. So let's add maybe some decoration on our cake along the outer circle. So I'm going to add it's called a dollop. So it's like a curve and then it goes up like a teardrop. So I'm going to go ahead and do those all the way around. So up and then down. I'm going to keep going just along the outside of my cake. Now as I get further back here, I'm going to get smaller. as I get closer, I'm going to get bigger. So now my cake has these little decorations. What if I want to add a candle? So I can add a candle. I may have to either go back and erase what I've already drawn with the dollops, but I'm going to draw a candle. So I'm going to draw 2 lines going up that are next to each other. Very similar how we did the bottom of our cake here. I'm going to draw a curved line connecting and another one on top. I'm going to add a frowny face, and then I can do like my fire. I'm going to do another one right here. So I'm going to draw 2 lines, a curved line, another curved line. Lots of curved lines. Now you could also add some decoration down here. Maybe I have some more frosting. Do some spirals. Now I wouldn't keep going because this is around the cake, but I'm going to do it on the other side. You could add some sprinkles. You could add decoration to your candles. Now we're going to go back to our bottom of our cake where our plate is. We're going to add another inside oval. So we're going to go out and come back around. And this is just kind of the lip of the plate. And lastly, I'm just going to add the ground in the back. So I'm going to draw a line across and a line across. And there's our cake. For this assignment, you don't have to outline. If you feel like you want to, you can. I'm going to be using crayons for coloring purposes. You could use markers. I would say it's easier to use color pencils. I just don't have them on hand right now. So I'm going to color in my cake. So this is the cake layers. So I'm going to do brown for chocolate. And then you need to figure out what your icing for the middle of your layers colors are going to be. So I'm going to do strawberry. Now before I move on, I'm going to add some shading to this area. So I'm going to be using a black crayon, or you could use a black color pencil. Like I said, I would not use marker for this project just because it's harder to do shading. So inside here, our cake has been cut out. So it's going to be darker in here because it's inside the cake. So what we're going to do in this line here, we're going to kind of go start dark. And we're just going to kind of bring it out some. So the less pressure I have on the pencil, the lighter it shows up. And I'm going to do that to the other side. Oops. So there's the inside of our cake. As you can see, it gets darker and it just shows that it's going inwards. So now I'm going to add colors for the outside of my cake. I think I'm going to do blue. Because why not? Blue icing. I'm going to keep my little dollops and my spirals. I'm going to keep those white. Now that black I used for shading, I'm going to keep it out because we're going to use it again. You're probably thinking, well, Miss Velasco, the top of the cake is also going to be blue, right? Because your icing is blue. You're right. It is. I'm just going to color my sides for right now. Getting there. I'm going to take that black again. On the outside of my cake, I'm just going to add a little bit of black because it gets darker as it goes around. I did forget that the inside here on our plate is also going to be a little darker because it's inside. It doesn't have to be super dark because it just depends on what color your plate is. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the top of my cake, which I'm going to choose a lighter blue for this. And I'll go back and color my sprinkles. So I'm going to go back and add my sprinkles. I'm going to actually use marker for this part. I know I said not to, but just because it shows up better on the crayon. Maybe some blue. Maybe it's somebody's birthday. And then I'm going to color my candles. And I would color my other details like my flame. And then lastly, I'm going to color my plate. So I'm going to use, I guess I'm going to make it green. Now I'm going to take that black I had out again, and I'm going to create another shadow kind of around. So I'm going to draw kind of like a circle in the area I had created that other circle, and I'm going to color that black so it creates a shadow for my cake. And then lastly, I'm going to color my ground in the background. If you want to be fancy, you get that black crayon again, wherever I put it. And you could add even a little shadow underneath your plate. And there's your cake.